Well, Jack is back on schedule, and this time he makes a new friend. How nice! So one thing to note about this episode is that creepy samurai on horseback dude doesn't appear at all. To me, this could play into the idea that he is one of Jack's ancestors. He seems a bit more like an outsider, an entity from the outside trying to get in contact with Jack. Unlike Phantom Jack, who seems to represent Jack's despicable and selfish side. In this episode, I guess we see what is representing Jack's impatient and uncaring side. It's a white puffball. But if all these PTSD character visions are representations of Jack's inner emotions and self, well, I'd say they most likely are. And if we on top of that instead assume the horseback dude is not an outside force, then he could be Jack's form of the zone or the will of the hunt. If you play action-based video games a lot and is kind of good at it, I guess you should know what I'm talking about. It's that moment when you go all quiet, the world around you kind of blur out of existence as you submerge completely into the game, and you may even get tunnel vision, enabling you to do things in the game at almost super precision and at lightning speed. If the horseback dude is anything of Jack's self, he would be the will and ability to reach this zone. Of course, again, I am very much just overthinking this way too deep. And therefore I am very possibly also wrong. Anyway, most of this episode is mainly back and forth between Archie and Jack, as they're both stuck inside this giant fish thing. Archie is of course still trying to kill Jack, though she is tied up and stay like that for most of the episode. Jack constantly insisting on saving her sorry ass though. During the episode she kind of starts to warm up to him. And at the last part of their escape, she has plenty of opportunities to bring an end to Jack, but does nothing. Once they both escape, Archie and Jack ends on a small island in the middle of nowhere. Since Archie is no longer tied up at this point, I guess she sees it as her chance, but as she sees Jack's kindness to the world around him and compare it to that from her own mother, Archie seems to have a form of an epiphany and decides to do nothing. This turning point had been foreshadowed since the very first episode. She is, after all, the only one of the daughters of a coup who was name dropped in the first episode, and she is the one who've gotten to see the sunlight before the others as well. I think she's also the one who have received the hardest and most merciless training, as we have always seen her receive some form of punishment. But she's also the only one who have been shown to help her sisters at least once in some way. I don't know what she'll do next, but I can imagine she will travel with Jack for a while. I also think that one of Archie's sisters is still alive. We only saw one of the 3 remaining sisters as dead, and traveling with Jack means meeting and not just facing the last one of her sisters, but also her mother and her mother's cult. It will be interesting to see if she will try to save her last sister, or decide on something else. But what do you think? Does Jack have a permanent ally in Archie? Or are there going to be complications? Why don't you tell me your thoughts in the comment section below? And if you like this video, please give it a like. If you crave more my voice and don't mind a more unfiltered and raw experience, I have a Let's Play channel where I play games with friends. There's also a Twitter if you like that kind of stuff. Bye bye.